Good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. I received a email this week. It brought me back to a lot of family memories. So this is another one of those videos for memory lane, the great state of Maine, just stuff like that. And I've enjoyed the heck out of you guys leaving your memories in the comments and sharing some of your memories, your hunting and your fishing memories. So you guys are making me smile, hopefully as much as I make you smile. So anyways, I come from a family of fishermen and hunters, as most of you know with these videos. But there was a time when a lot of us were still alive. So back in my early 20s, it was my very first boat. It was a wooden lapstreak boat, leaked like a sieve. It leaked. You couldn't drive it around the lake without having a water pump in there. And that was the big family joke, was pulling on the handle on that water pump as I trolled down the lake for brook trout and salmon. But at that point, there was 4 other boats out in that lake that was all family. And it was a big lake, so we wasn't tripping all over each other. I mean, it was a good-sized lake. And it was just so much fun to troll by family. I really miss those days. The family that was out there in the boat would have been my grandparents, my grandmother, and my grandfather were always in the boat. She fished and fished and fished, so phone's going in the background. Hey, I'm going to come right back, answer that, and then we'll finish this here story. How's that sound? Well, now I'm back from that phone call. Anyways, there was a time when there was 4 boats out in that lake that was all family members. My grandparents, I started to say that before the call. My grandparents would be out there in their boat. My father and Uncle Jed would be in the other boat. The 3rd boat would have been Uncle Herbert and his son. And the 4th boat would have been mine. And that went on for quite a few years. I didn't get a boat. I didn't get my own boat anyways until I was married, and I was probably, I don't know, 21, 22 area. And so we probably had a solid 10 years or more before my grandparents were slowing down. Each year you slow down a little more after a certain age. But they were still out in the boat, so as the things they dropped away, and Uncle Herbert, he dropped away because he had passed away. And then it was me and my father for a lot of years, and now it's basically down to me. He goes out once in a while, but so that's it's a sad memory towards the end, but great memories back while it was going on. It was so much fun to wave at family members as they went by. Most of them were making fun of me because I was running a hand pump, keeping the boat afloat. We literally would have to go to shore about every 4 hours and pull it up on shore as much as we could, pull the plug out of the end of it, and bail it out, and then put it back in the water. That's how much water that old boat took on. And then plus pumping it the whole time. Nothing to be fishing in that boat with 8 inches of water in the bottom of it. Absolutely nothing. So you lose a fish in the boat on the bottom. It was literally swimming around in the boat. That's how much water was in that old boat. So when I moved on, a few years later, I moved on to my first aluminum boat, which was 14, and didn't leak at all. Boy, I thought I'd really moved up in the world. Anyways, that's that funny family story. It must be time for a drink here. Getting ready to start my project. Figured I'd lay down a video for you guys. Been raining here for at least the last 6 days. Great weather for fishing, let me tell you. But unfortunately, that didn't work out for me. Well, the oil is ready. Now you want to be careful not to splash, so I take a little spoon, just lower it down in. Hope you heard that hissing when them fries hit that pan. And that is how you cook deer steaks with no power, no propane. Just a good old cast iron pan and some campfire wood. I call these tenderloins. They're actually the back straps. But when I cut them up, I do my own butchering. That way I can get the cuts of meat that I want that fit my needs. Most of the time when I cook this stuff, it's outdoors, it's on a stick. It's in a pan like this. And like with any stove, you have to pay attention to heat. You know, even if it's a campfire, you have high, medium, and low. Right now, I'm out on high. So I want to slow that down just a little bit. And go over here on medium. And if you're going to push it way back, then you push it way back. And that'll be on low. And you can tell by the sound of the pan. You listen. Listen to that hissing and all that, and watch your meat. Home fries, when they start to float, they're pretty near done. Give them a few more minutes.
To me, being a woodsman is not only about gathering and hunting and all of that, but it's also knowing how to take care of your game once you get it home. Learning how to cook. To me, this is a huge skill in this whole scheme of being a woodsman and just plain being an outdoorsman or going camping or whatever. You know, this is all part of it. Learning how to cook a good meal once you get back here at the cabin. And I got a fire pit up at the cabin that is just like this one. A little different, but all set up for cooking as well as campfire. Now at this point, I'm going to drop a little bit of pepper in here. Now I don't put salt in the pan at this point. I just put pepper. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but see the fries? Nice and golden brown, all floating, and these are home fries. See that? Not burnt. Hot in there. Need a longer handle spoon. Now what you want to do at this point is you got to take this oil off your fire. You don't want it catching on fire. And you don't need to burn it because that oil can be used again. There's the home fries. We'll just leave them over here next to the automatic heater. Now we're going to bring in some toast. I'm going to check my steaks over here, see how they're doing. Doing really good. Not overcooking at all. All right. I think I showed you these. Very nice. You have to forgive the background noise a little bit. I am not at the cabin. When I moved here 35 years ago, there was absolutely nobody here. The trick to that is just plain flip it. See the toast? Nice campfire toast.
Not my best eggs ever.
But it'll work.
But we're getting ready now to do the family trip, so away we go. Well, you guys have a sip of coffee with me on your way out. I'm going to get going on this project. Just to plain have a good day down here. I got this thing to build. I've got a bracket to build from a bookshelf up in the cabin. I had to put a post under the bookshelf last fall because it was tilting too much. So I need to take that post out so that the boys got a place to sit. And then put a bracket in there instead. So we're killing two birds with one stone today. You guys have a great week.